Ukraine is developing a long version of its ground-launched Neptune cruise missile, one of its main weapons for striking Russian forces deep behind the front line of Russia's 22-month wider war on Ukraine. The coming of the long Neptune is good news for advocates of a free Ukraine, especially considering the possible throttling of U.S. support for the Ukrainian war effort. Throttling that's being advanced by a minority of pro-Russian Republicans in the U.S. Congress. The news broke on Monday in Army Inform's interview with Lieutenant General Ivan Gavriluk, Ukraine's Deputy Minister of Defense. Currently, work is underway to create the so-called Long Neptune, Gavriluk said. This is a new modification of the missile for the Neptune complex. It's obvious what's happening, and it's obvious because it's happened before, when other countries enhanced their cruise missiles by making them longer. In extending the 17-foot Neptune and filling the extra space with additional fuel for the missile's turbofan engine, Ukraine could add a lot to its approximately 200-mile range. Consider the Harpoon, the U.S. Navy's classic anti-ship cruise missile, which also has land attack modes. Ukraine operates a small number of donated Harpoons alongside its locally produced Neptunes and other deep strike munitions, including air-launched Storm Shadow and Scalp EG cruise missiles and ground-launched S-200 and Tochka ballistic missiles. The basic surface-launched Harpoon ranges no farther than 75 miles. In 1991, arms maker McDonnell Douglas, now Boeing, offered a new Block 1D model of the Harpoon that added 2 feet to the 13-foot missile. A structural modification provides additional volume for fuel, thus doubling range, McDonnell stated in a sales brochure. The U.S. Navy never showed much interest in the Harpoon Block 1D at a time when a major war with Russia seemed like a distant prospect. But the new missile at least proved, again, how to extend the range of a cruise missile. Make it longer, add more fuel. The trick is to rebalance the missile after the addition. In the case of the Harpoon 1D, that meant repositioning the wings, which the Americans moved forward to maintain maneuverability and flying characteristics. The Neptune might undergo similar changes. Those tweaks, plus any related modifications to the missile's truck-mounted launcher, should be straightforward. LUCH, the Ukrainian design bureau responsible for the Neptune, for months has been teasing enhancements to the Neptune that would extend the missile's range to 225 miles. The longer body might not be the first modification to Neptune. The earliest models of the missile, which is a derivative of the Soviet vintage Kh-35, had radar seekers that limited their role to anti-ship strikes. Indeed, the Neptune's first victims were Russian warships, including the missile cruiser Moskva, holed and sunk in the western Black Sea back in April 2022.